I'm Eamonn Tracey. I live here in Knocklonagad, Garryhill, down in County Carlow, southeast of Ireland. At the moment, I'm the current World Ploughing Champion. I've won the World Championships on 6 occasions. First time was back in 2014, and the last one last year in 2024. My father before me, John Tracey, he was a great ploughman too. He was never lucky enough to win a World Championship, but he was runner-up on 6 occasions. So there's no need to ask where I got the love of ploughing or where I picked up the bug. So, and also I have 2 sons ploughing myself, son Sean and son Steve. They have the bug too, and they are at the game, as they say, and quite successful also. The 2 of them are national champions at underage, and Sean has also won an intermediate national title back a couple of years ago. So yeah, that's basically the ploughing history here in the Tracey farm. Yeah. At the world ploughing level, there are two separate classes. There's a conventional class, which I plough in. There's also a reversible class. I use a Kverneland 2 match plough. I got this plough back in the early 90s, and or this plough would have been made in the early 90s. I suppose it was the early noughties when I got this plough. Yeah, as I said, she's a 2 match plough. Years ago, my father before me would have used an old Pierce plough. It was an Irish-made plough, but when it came to maybe the 80s, 90s, Kverneland started designing match ploughs and match boards, and just a lot of competitors switched to Kverneland that time. They were just a better plough to handle deeper ploughing in competition and things like that, and they have stuck with them all the years since. And at world level, Kverneland are great supporters of the world ploughing. They're there every year at the competition with a good supply of spares, parts, anything you'd need. And they're a great support to ploughmen in supplying them with wear and parts on the ploughs and that over the years. But there has been a lot of modifications made to this plough too, that I've done myself over the years. And no, I'd say at world level, even at national level here in Ireland, well over 95% of the ploughs are Kverneland, and it's the competitor's favourite, and it has been for many years. In competition ploughing, you have how competition ploughing works. Every competitor gets a certain size of ground. At world level, that's 100 metres long by 20 metres wide, and you have at the world competition you have 20 minutes first of all to do an opening split, which just comprises of, in the conventional class, it comprises of just opening up the ground to put a crown or a middle back into it. You get 20 minutes to do that, then that's judged, and when you restart you have 2 hours and 40 minutes to complete your plot. So when you're finished, there's judges going around, and they're judging various aspects. There's about 16 different aspects on a score sheet, all marked out with 10. First of all is straightness. You're measured on straightness 4 different times during the day. Your opening split is judged. Your middle is judged on 3 aspects. Your ploughing is judged on 5 aspects. It's your general work, or your ploughing as it's called. It's judged on your skimming, packing or firmness, soil made available, or flesh as we call it in Ireland, uniformity, that's the uniformity of your furrows, and the straightness of your ploughing. Then you have your finish, and that's judged on three more aspects. And then you have general appearance, and you have your ins and outs, which is where you enter and leave your plot at the scribes. I suppose if I was to say what makes someone a champion or makes someone a winner is, first of all, you need to be scoring well on every aspect, you know. And as I said there's about 14 or 15 different aspects that you need to. It is difficult that you have to have all them aspects right on a day. I suppose the main thing is neatness, tidiness, straightness. First of all, you need your job to look good from the headland. You know, it has to catch the eye. As I do often say, you need to draw a nice picture, you know, because when a judge is passing, first of all, it has to catch the eye, but it also has to walk well. You know, you can't judge any plot of ploughing from the headland. You have to be in on it and walk on the ploughing and see how firm, how well it's turned. The skimming, you know, all the weeds and the surface stubbles or grass, if you're ploughing grassland, it all needs to be buried and buried properly. There's no, just because a plot has no sign of stubble or grass doesn't mean it's very well skimmed. You know, because some of the skim, if you check the furrows, you don't want the skim hanging on and the back of it looking out at you. You know, you need to have it totally buried, totally gone out of the way. Your soil made available, that's the soil that's there, the amount of soil that's there for the tillage of the following crop. You know, you need to have an abundance of soil there left up for tillage, but that you don't want any holes, cracks or anything. You know, you need that smooth and an abundance of it there. Then your finish, again, you need to be good on measurements. In the reversible or in the conventional class, you know, it's all about coming in square and having the exact measurements to have the proper size furrows, and just to have them furrows turned well in your finish. And you know, there's a lot in it, but I suppose if for anyone that's thinking of starting ploughing or starting, it's like any sport. The first thing I'd say is just get the basics right first. You know, for day one, you don't need to come out and have your boards bent and your screw discs and all the attachments. You know, just get out and plough straight, uniform furrows. That's a basic where to start from before you ever start putting up middles or trying to do finishes or opening splits. You know, let's get the basics right. You know, same as any sport. You know, if you could see the best soccer team in the world or the best rugby team in the world, and you know, if they go out on a day and they don't have the basics right, well, they usually end up losing. You know, and it's the same with ploughing. You know, you need to get the basics right first. I suppose that's a tip to anyone starting. Another thing to anyone starting, and I always say this: enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, don't stay at it, because, you know, as I do say, life is too short to be doing something you're not enjoying. But if you enjoy it, stick with it, get advice. You know, all ploughmen that are there, we're a good community of people. We like helping people. If anyone asks questions, you know, we're always there to give advice. So ask the questions and we'll freely give advice as best we can. We won't give all our secrets away, no, but we'll give as much advice as we can. And also for anyone starting off, you know, it's like any sport now, you need to practice. It just, you know, you just have to keep ahead. As I said, you enjoy it. That's the one part about ploughing I probably don't enjoy, is the practice, but you need to do it to get the enjoyment on the day of the competition or the day you go out with friends to plough or whatever. But you know, you need to practice. It's like any sport. You know, nothing comes perfect without repeat and repetitiveness and all that. So what's next for me? Look, I love ploughing. I've always enjoyed it. I always will. I can't see the day that I won't enjoy it. But you know, I'll keep competing. And as at the minute, I'm the current world champion, but I'm not the current national champion. When I came back from the World Ploughing in Estonia this year, literally about a month later, I was beaten in our national competition here, beaten fair and square. And I suppose that just gives me a better edge to come back next year maybe and try and turn that around again. But look, it's good to see a change. And the competition in Ireland at the minute is without a doubt, we're the #1 country in the world at the minute when it comes to ploughing. We've won both classes at the World Ploughing for the last 3 years running. We've been conventional and reversible champions at world level, so there's no dispute there. We're the #1 ploughing in the world. If anyone asks why that is, I would say it's due to the competitiveness here in Ireland. You know, the fact that I was a world champion and came back to our national and got beaten into 4th place. Actually 5th place, actually. So, you know, it just goes to show the strength and the competitiveness here in Ireland. But that's what made me win 6 worlds in the last 10 years as well, is that you have to keep on your game. And another thing I do always say is I'm always improving. Like last week, actually, someone asked me, I have added a piece onto my boards since I was out at the national, and someone asked me, you know, why after winning a World Ploughing would you go and change your boards? And I suppose the simple answer to them was the standard in Ireland is rising so fast that if you actually stand still, you're actually going backwards, because the rest of them are moving along at such a pace that you just have to try and keep improving in Ireland. That's what I've been doing for the last 10 years, was trying to improve all the time, even though I was winning. And like, if you stand still, you know, the posse just pass you out. So, you know, we're lucky enough in Ireland that we are at that level and at that strength. And, you know, it's good for ploughing in Ireland. And but yeah, I suppose to answer the question, what's next for me? I'm going to stay ahead and try to do the best I can. If that's not good enough, well, that's good for ploughing in Ireland. Yeah.
When farming means business.